Hey everyone, this is Lolcohol, and in this video I'm going to be discussing some Atlas strategies for 3.14. So one of the great things that they've done with 3.14 is that they have opened up the endgame massively, so a huge number of different strategies are viable, and in this video I'm going to give you some ideas that you can use to farm the Atlas, make some currency, and have some fun. So pretty much anything that you want to do will be profitable because they have changed it so that league-specific rewards, such as, let's say, Catalyst for Metamorph or Fossils for Delve, those are mainly going to drop from that league content. So if you want to find Fossils, you go Delve. If you want to find Catalyst, you go do Metamorph. So this means that fewer people are going to be finding those types of items, meaning there'll be fewer on the market, meaning that if you farm them, they should be worth more. Now, this is based on some assumptions, but that makes sense in my head, so everything is going to be great. But let's get started. First off, boss killing, and I don't mean it in the way that you're thinking. I'm talking about killing act bosses because they have buffed the rewards from actual act bosses. So now you can go do boss runs, you can kill Kitava a bunch of times, maybe find some nice uniques. We're going to have to wait and see how good these drops actually are, but I'm guessing it's especially going to be nice for SSF to just do a bunch of boss runs and get yourself geared like that before you head to maps. And of course, if you want to do boss killing services, that is another great option. You can go on the Forbidden Trove Discord to sell your services there. That's always going to be an option, but I'm trying to provide some new ideas. After that, once you reach maps, instead of just jumping straight into maps, what you can do is head to some Vaal side areas. Now, Vaal side areas have always been very nice early on in League because you have a much higher chance of finding a corrupted 6th link. And don't worry, remember you can always recolor corrupted items with the bench. It just costs an equivalent amount of Vaal orbs. So finding your first 6th link, that's a great way to do it. You can also sell these to other players, so that's another source of money. However, Vaal skill gems are now going to be gated primarily behind Vaal related content. So once again, fewer Vaal skill gems are going to be found, meaning that they should have a higher value. So if you're running a bunch of Vaal side areas, then you might find more valuable Vaal skill gems and be able to make money that way. And in case you don't know, if you put a sacrifice fragment in the map device and hit activate, it will open a Vaal side area that you can then farm for these. So that's another good one that I think I'm going to engage with early on in League. Next up, Delve. Delve is going to be excellent next League because not only have they once again gated fossils primarily behind delving, but also they've made it so that lower depths will find more fossils. So you're going to be finding more fossils with less time investment. If you're going to go super deep, you're not going to make as much money as you once did, but this is primarily focused at newer players looking for ideas. So delving is going to be excellent this League. Lots of fossils, especially in bulk, will sell to people who want to craft, and there's not going to be many fossils because you're not going to be finding them all over the place anymore. If you want to do some delve farming, I would recommend farming in New Vastir because there are some very nice nodes there on the Atlas passives, things like Out of the Blue, which give you a 20% chance for sulfite veins to also contain an equal amount of azurite. And have a look around the Atlas because there are some things that will increase your chance of finding sulfite, and then you can use that to go delving. So I would highly recommend delving this League, especially if it's something you haven't done before. It is a really fun League mechanic. Next up, Lab. The Uber Labyrinth is going to be super profitable this League. If I'm wrong, you can tell me, but I can't imagine that it's not going to be. Lab is not a popular thing. People do not like dealing with the lab. So if you want to do it yourself, you now have basically 3 times the rewards that you did previously. Actually, more than that. So when you finish a lab, now you're going to reach the Divine Font, and it's going to give you 3 options instead of 1 for helmet enchants. You're going to be able to choose one, and you're also going to be able to get some boot enchants or glove enchants. You'll only be able to pick one, but you'll be able to see what it is before you click. So what you can do is you can do services for people. So let's say someone has a really nice helmet and they want a very specific enchant. They might pay you a lot of money to just run lab for them and get that enchant. And you're going to have a 3 times higher chance to get it. It's still going to be hard, but it is an option. Also, what you can do is find a nice base and then hunt for enchants that are popular. If you're not sure which enchants are popular, you can go over to PoE Ninja. There is a section for helmet enchants. Just have a look there, and once the league gets going and the economy starts bubbling, you'll be able to go there and see, okay, I'm going to target farm these helmet enchants. These ones are all good. So this is another very good one. And of course, on the way, you're also going to find items, and there are those chests at the end. So lab farming gets a big thumbs up from me. I think it's going to be very, very good this league. Next up is Incursion. If you are someone who loves running temples, then you can go on the trade site and buy temples that other players have already finished for you. On the other hand, if you're someone who likes setting up temples, then you can set them up and sell them on the trade site. And you'll primarily be looking for things like the Altar of Corruption, so people can try get headhunters. You can also look for the Locus of Corruption, which allows for a double corruption on items. That's going to be more valuable the later the league goes on. Also, the Thaumaturge level 3, because that can allow you to get a 21-23 gem. Also, the currency ones. There's going to be a lot of good stuff in Incursion. So if you want to run it yourself, it's going to be good. And if you want to farm some temples to sell to other players, that's also going to be very good. So Incursion is something to look out for this league. And be sure to check out the Atlas to see which region the passives are, so that you can use that to further increase your gains from it. Next up is Legion. Legion was nerfed this league, but once again, splinters are primarily going to be found from Legion, not from things like anything else, Blight or Delve, I don't know. You're going to find splinters in Legion. So if you are able to make full stacks of emblems, you should be able to sell those for a fair amount. So keep an eye out for Legion. Also, of course, other than the splinters, you can get some very nice drops from Legion itself. So this is a very, very solid option for 3.14. Delirium. So I'm not talking about the ultra endgame 100% tier 19 Delirium. I'm talking about just fairly manageable, low-ish tier Delirium. If you can farm Delirium orbs, I think you're going to be very, very rich this league. Because of the nerfs to fractured fossils, where now if you fracture a map, both copies get a split tag, meaning you cannot refracture it. Players who are doing that sort of ultra endgame content are going to have to use a lot more Delirium orbs to sustain that kind of endgame playstyle. So if you are one of the people that's farming Delirium orbs and you want to sell to them, those people have money and those people are willing to pay in bulk. They will pay double to make one trade instead of 10 small trades for much less. So Delirium, this league, sort of lower tier Delirium, is going to be very, very, very strong. If you can handle it, I would definitely recommend that as one of the best options this league. Next up, let's head over to Haewark Hamlet. Harvest. Harvest is going to be probably, well, definitely not as profitable this league as it was during Ritual. However, I think there might still be quite a few things that will sell on the Forbidden Trove if that's your cup of tea. However, in Haewark Hamlet, we also have what I believe is going to be one of the best moneymakers this league. I might be wrong, but I don't think so. I'm going to do this myself. Essences. And you might be thinking, essences? That's a bit weird. Who the hell farms essences? Well, in the patch notes, we saw some very, very big buffs to essences. A lot of the upper tier essences guarantee close to tier 1 mods, especially for physical weapons and energy shields. People who craft and know about essences are going to want these, and not a lot of people farm essences. Personally, I have done some essence crafting in the past, and I have paid an absurd amount of money for bulk. Because often you'll see, okay, I really want this one specific essence, and I want to buy 10 of them. And you'll search and there'll be 3 people and they can charge whatever they feel like. And then someone like me who's an idiot, who's also lazy, will say, fine, I'll give you 3 exalts for 10 essences just so that I don't have to message 20 different people. Essences are going to not only be really good for crafting this league, but really good for selling. So hopefully this video doesn't get too many views, because I think this is going to be a strat that people are sleeping on, and you can make a lot of money from it if you engage with it. If I'm wrong, but I don't know. I don't think so. Next up, Ritual, also in Haewark Hamlet. There are actually a lot of new Atlas passives for Ritual that will increase your chance to find rituals up to a maximum of about 18%, not including Watchstone nodes, of course. But you'll also be allowed to reroll Favor twice with some of the Atlas passives and have a higher chance to get some special rewards. Time will tell if this is actually going to be a good strategy, but I would imagine that it is one worth checking out. Maybe it's going to be something that people don't engage with because Ritual was something that people did a lot last week. So this might be one that, again, people are sleeping on and might be better than it looks. Another one, Blight. Blighted Maps. Oils are very popular and very useful, and why don't they sell for much money? Well, because you find them everywhere, all the time. However, now Blighted oils are going to be less common because you're mainly going to find them through Blight content. So once again, if you're finding golden oils and silver oils and opalescent oils, the higher tier ones, you should be able to sell them for a pretty penny because fewer people will be finding them. So if you're someone who likes Blight, doing some Blighted Maps is going to make some solid cash this league. We'll have to wait and see how all of this content plays out. But the thing that I am so happy with is that I have listed off all these strategies that I feel could be equally viable, and I still feel like I'm missing some stuff. I feel like there are probably still more things that you could do. Definitely more things that you could do. And for once, we have a league where you can say, I want to delve, and you go delve, and you don't feel like you're losing money or you're not doing the optimal strategy. Of course, there will be some meta with the optimal strategy, but you can do whatever you feel like, and you probably will have fun and make money at the same time. So 3.14, I think it will be great. We will have to wait and see, but yes. That's going to be it for this video. If you have any other suggestions of Atlas strategies that might work for 3.14 or ones that you'll be doing yourself, let us know in the comments below. And if you like the video, give it a thumbs up and a like and a subscribe, and follow me on Twitch at twitch.tv/Lolcohol. Anyway, everyone, have a wonderful day. Stay safe in Path of Exile and in real life. Bye bye.
Divine power! Divine power! It's branching, exile. You're making me nervous.